everyone, welcome to episode 4 of the Kardboard Kings Devlog. Today we're going to be showing you how we build the cards in the game and how we sort of came to the design that they are now. First of all, I'll show you some cool confetti effects. Whoa, look at that. Very nice.
Wow.
Oh, fantastic. So, these cards. Here's some...
I'm here, by the way.
Oh yeah, Oscar's here as well.
I didn't say hello yet.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm Rob. He's Oscar. We're going to show you how these cards work. So yeah, here's our Hallowed Ground, one of our cards. You can see the card is made up of a few different elements. It has the title at the top, the power at the bottom left, and a ability at the bottom right, and then some nice flavor text at the bottom. And then also some cards can be damaged as well, like this Applecross Wing Commander. It's all smashed up.
And since the game is we don't have effects and things on the cards to keep it simple so you can, play it and everything, we decided to go do something a little bit different to most card games and do sort of like a weird like chevron window for the card art, which made it really hard to find art that fits the card. but it does kind of look cool and unique.
Yeah. I think it gives it a unique look, which is good.
Can we show off some of the early designs that we had?
Yeah, sure. So start with this one.
Oh, wow. It's like we planned it.
Yeah, well.
So that was the original card back. The name Warlock was around for pretty much straight away, I think, came up with it. I don't know where it came from. Probably there's a game on the Sega Mega Drive that was called Warlock that I used to play as a kid, so it's probably like in the back of my mind.
It's a great word as well. Underused, I think, Warlock.
Yeah. And and the kind of shadow on the like logo and stuff. I just kind of did it, and I was pretty happy with it.
Yeah.
The rest of the card looks like us, so it's this weird puke color. It's no good.
Yeah, I think that's really the only thing that stayed from this design. Hey, the font and the shadow.
The thick border as well, and having
true,
it kind of like inset, and like that texture to it as well. Can we see the front of this one? Yeah, so that was like the original front, which was like really different, very like Yu-Gi-Oh inspired. I figured like a square panel is just the best of both worlds, because you can usually find like a square to fit whatever card art into it.
Yeah, but instead we decided to make it really difficult for ourselves, so hope you appreciate it.
Yeah.
We'll go to the next one. Oh, this is...
Yeah, so then it's very like Magic the Gathering inspired. I still like this design, but there was just a lot of blank space that we're like not using, so it seemed kind of pointless.
Yeah, and I like the symbology we have with the new one instead of this text. I think it's a good differentiator between Magic the Gathering and stuff like that.
Yeah. Was some more of these ones?
Yeah, we got the back here.
The back starts to change. It's kind of interesting.
This one's pretty close to what we have now, aside from the orange color. It has a lot of the same elements. It has that logo that you came up with and the collectible card game text.
The logo was inspired by, if anyone's a Digimon fan, I think it is Guilmon. He has like a symbol on like the top of his head, and it kind of looks like that.
All right.
So very easy to draw.
Here's another one.
The tally.
Yeah.
So the tally was like something I really liked, because it went with, we were going for this scratchy like Warlock kind of look, like that logo. Everything was meant to kind of look like it was kind of charred, like charcoal on the ground or something, like a magic circle. I thought that having a tally looked kind of like that, and you don't really see that in card games. And we looked into it a little bit more, and tallies actually surprisingly not used in many non-Western countries. So
yeah, they have different types of tallies, I think. I remember reading in India they have a different one. I don't remember how it worked, but that was sort of made it difficult for localization and stuff, so we left that idea behind. You can also see here the logo that you had is popping up in the back, which is pretty cool. The next one, here we go. So now we're getting that symbology instead of the frying text that we had before. Have an actual shield, which is cool.
Yep.
This one's pretty close to what we have now.
I don't know why we did the chevron thing. I think I was just trying to maximize the amount of space we used.
I guess it's
Yeah,
because we you could put these in the corners, right? And then you just have big empty space, so you might as well take it up with some art.
yeah,
And I really love.
yeah,
There's a few trading card games I remember you showed me that have really big emphasis on the art. I think it's a great look. I think more
yeah. A
card
lot of
games should do it.
Japanese, yeah, a lot of Japanese card games do, and they do like edge to edge art as well, where it's they don't have borders. For our game, we thought the border worked really well as a signifier of the color. I think we've started using the color now. At this point was when we decided there were going to be colors for the cards as well, so we started doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. I think
Not
we went
sure about
back
that one.
and
Yeah.
looked at that one for a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. It's basically the same thing, maybe slightly different. I think for the final card, I think is that all of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for the
Oh no.
final
Here we
card.
go. Here's another.
Oh yeah,
But that one
yeah. So
seems older, so I don't know. Because this one has the
yeah, I don't know.
Roman numerals. This was another divisive choice, I guess. Because
True.
one good thing about Roman numerals is you can. Well, we were thinking you could go up to 10 with it, and they're all sort of unique symbols, which is cool. Hopefully, it's not an issue for localization. I think most people understand Roman numerals, but I guess time will tell.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can have a legend, or we can just change them. Maybe we can have it that you can just change it to regular digits.
Yeah, and that'll be pretty
Yeah.
easy to do because of the way that we're actually building the cards in Unity, which I can show you now. So
Hmm.
to save us on having to have a full texture for all of these cards, we've sort of split them
Yeah,
up into
save me
the
some work.
yeah,
Yeah, I
split
don't
them.
want to have to make 300 and something like unique cards.
It would just be too much. So we've split it up into the different parts that constitute. I don't think that's constitute a card. That's the word constitute. So you have the title here, the description, the number and ability, and so these are all just different sprites you can see down here that we can swap in and out. So if the Roman numerals are an issue, we can just swap them out for a series of number sprites. And then the art here, which uses like a resizing algorithm to make sure it's not falling out, and it also uses a mask that prevents any overflow from rendering, which is handy. And then from that, we can get an actual 3D card in a bit more of a complicated way. So it has the all the properties of a three-dimensional object, 3 dimensions, and a back, which is cool, and it's
It
got
is solid.
look at that edge, damn.
There's an X, Y, and a Z.
Yeah, crazy. Here's a rare card. You can tell it's rare because of the
Oh yeah,
embellishings.
we didn't. Yeah, that I don't know when that came along, but yeah, we decided to do like the three different like rarities of cards. That just quickly. That one was inspired by the Magic the Gathering. I think they're masterpiece cards. Is that what they're called?
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah, I
yeah,
remember
what
those.
they're like super rare sort of like cards, and the first ones they did were for that Egyptian themed set,
Yeah, I remember those.
and
Those were great.
they were easily the best ones, and people hated them, but they're all wrong. And yeah, I really like them, and I really really want one, but they're like $100 per card now because they're pretty rare. So
Yeah,
one day,
they look
one day I'll
great.
buy one.
You should check them out
Yeah,
if you haven't. Yeah,
yeah.
so
Sorry, I don't have any name to give you to search for that. But
yeah,
try like
Hour of Devastation was the set, I think. So
yeah,
check out Hour
try
of Devastation.
yeah, Arrow of Devastation, Magic, Masterpiece.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, so we get this by doing a few janky things in Unity.
So Rob, let's say that I wanted to make a 3D card,
Yeah.
but I didn't want there to be Z fighting with the different elements. How would I go about that?
Well then, I've got the solution for you, and
Oh,
it's
really?
render textures. So render textures are you can have a camera in the scene which is showing like basically videoing a different part of the scene, and then instead of rendering it to the screen, it will render it to a texture. So what we've done is we set up these 2D images you were seeing before in the scene, and then have a camera that switches on and switches off, so it just captures a static image of what the camera sees, and then renders that to this texture. So then that way we can have multiple of these on the screen at once, multiple of these 3D objects, without having like 100 cameras filming different cards, because that would just be horrible for performance. I came up with that solution with my friend Lawrence Valentini. He thought it was probably the way to go as well. So shout outs to Lawrence for that. And yeah, at the back you can see has that. This is just an image because it's not made up of constituent parts or anything like that. You can see the damage.
Oh, that's the
cards.
final back as well.
Yeah, that's right.
That off before.
Yeah.
Yeah, which that was sort of just a real like wild card. I was working on that kind of the texture you saw before that was like grey and stuff, and then randomly I was just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to try this crazy orange and brown kind of one, and then we were like, oh, actually that looks way better.
Yeah,
so,
it has a nice like antique sort of look to it as well, which is cool. Yeah, and there's that damage texture on the back too, so you can see the used cards.
Damage texture, something that went through a few iterations where I was like, okay, I'll just scuff it up a little bit, and no one noticed. So I'm like, yeah, I'll just scuff it up a little bit more, and then and add some scratches. No one noticed, and then I'm like, I am going to fuck this card up beyond belief.
Yeah.
And now people are like, is this one slightly different? It looks a little bit different. I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah, in reality, you would never see a Magic. Hopefully, you would never see a Magic card like this. But yeah.
I have some that look like that because I was trying to work out how to do it.
Yeah,
so I got some like old cards and just fucked them up so I could like work out how to draw the texture. But yeah,
sacrifice in the name of science. There you go. But yeah,
they were really, really rare cards. They were all my Masterpiece collection ones, so I don't have any more.
Well, now they're more rare because they're damaged. You know, no one has damaged Masterpiece cards. So
that's true. I'll sign them.
Yeah, so that's how we put the cards together and sort of how we got to the design you see there. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that. I thought it was pretty interesting. Anything you want to say?
Yeah, it's if anyone is sitting there screaming at the screen like, oh my god, this is so inefficient, here's how you could do it better, please let us know.
Yeah, I would really appreciate it.
We're bad at making games. We're really bad.
Yeah.
And also if you're keen to know more about how like the design process that went into designing the cards and creating the sort of textures and things, not in the game textures, in Photoshop textures, let us know, because that might be interesting. I can go through the Photoshop files and stuff, show those off.
Yeah, it could be good for a future one. But yeah, thanks for listening, and like and subscribe if you like the content. Yeah, hit that bell if you want to know, because when we're doing these, but they usually come out on, I think, like Saturday. Awesome. Well, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you next Saturday. Yeah.